Our second story out front, caught on tape. Now, this is a day when Mitt Romney was trying to retool his image, but then an undercover video came out. And it is of Mitt Romney at a private fundraiser earlier this year, joking about how being Latino might have helped his campaign. Now, the video that we are about to show you was obtained by the left blog Mother Jones.
My heritage, my dad, you probably know, was the governor of Michigan and was the head of a car company, but he was born in Mexico. And had he been born of Mexican parents, I'd have a better shot at winning this, but he was unfortunately born of Americans living in Mexico. They lived there for a number of years, and I mean, I say that jokingly, but it would be helpful to be Latino.
Up front tonight, Roland Martin, Reihan Salam, and John Avlon. Well, Roland, you seem really happy.
Well, no, first of all, I think what this says is that, first of all, this is the MO of the Republican Party when you talk about what Romney also said, that essentially 47% of the country, he's not going to bother with them. He doesn't care about them. All they simply want is a bunch of government assistance.
Well, I'm going to play that one. I'm going to play that one in a second, but let's stick with this one about the Latino joke. I mean, is this how bad is this for him? I mean, is this going to come off as a racist kind of a joke?
Well, a poll came out the other day by Matt Barretto's group showing that he is 53 points down to President Obama among Latinos. Mm-hmm. All I'm saying is, it's not going to get you a higher amount of Latino votes. And so he might think it's cute, but doesn't necessarily play well. But the damning, more damning comments, what he said later.
That's right. And I'm going to play that right now. And Reihan, let's go to you after that. Here is another clip of Mitt Romney at the same fundraiser. Here he is.
There are 47% of the people who will vote for the president no matter what. All right, there are 47% who are with him, who are dependent upon government, who believe that they are victims, who believe that government has a responsibility to care for them, who believe that they're entitled to health care, to food, to housing, to you name it.
Reihan, that has got to be something that his campaign is pretty upset would ever have come back. In fact, it's pretty surprising he would ever have said something like that.
Yeah, I think that the part of it that resonates with a lot of conservatives is the part about taxes. About 47% of folks aren't paying federal income taxes. The problem is that half of those people don't pay because they have very low incomes. Right. About a quarter of them don't pay because we don't tax Social Security benefits. That's pretty popular. And there's another chunk that doesn't pay because it's people with low to moderate incomes with children who benefit from the child tax credit, which was created by Republicans, by the EITC, a program championed by Ronald Reagan and many other congressional Republicans, and a variety of other measures to give parents of young kids a boost. So I think that this was definitely a really bad call on his part. And I think that what he was trying to do is appeal to folks in that room by demonstrating that, hey, I'm one of you guys. I'm not a Massachusetts moderate, but in fact, I'm a staunch conservative. And I think that this is something where he's really going to have to demonstrate. He's somehow going to have to spend the next 50 days convincing middle income and working class folks that he has plans that are going to benefit them. I don't think this is necessarily fatal, but it's a really bad sign. Right. And I think that it's something that he's going to have to work about. He's going to have to work to regain the trust. And the big problem that Romney has is that he's oftentimes very opaque. He oftentimes seems to be catering to a particular audience rather than saying things that he authentically believes. And so that way, a lot of folks who criticize him can basically project anything they want to onto him. Well, and that's a huge, huge problem.
John Avlon, I mean, what about the fact of what he said? That 47% of the people won't vote for him anyway.
Yeah, well, it's a fundamental problem, right? Because he's setting up this narrative that there's this Obama entitlement army, right? And that we are really two Americas, and there are people who are addicted and dependent on government, and they're never going to vote for us anyway. And there's this sort of, we feel compassionate for them, but we know they're with the other guy. When you all of a sudden telegraph that that's the vision of America you got, and you've got to start building a winning coalition outside your base, and you already come across as out of touch, and as a member of the super rich, this does not help. This is not the reset the Romney campaign wanted today at all.
Erin?
Yes, go ahead.
What also stands out is when Mitt Romney says they think that they are victims. When you look at the fact that, as Reihan said, over half of the folks, they're elderly. They're elderly. Also, some of the people who don't pay, they're students. And so when you make that kind of comment, you're denigrating fellow Americans. How is this going to play to the woman who introduced Michelle Obama, who said she had 4 kids in the military? She's supporting the president. Is she a victim? Is she a moocher? What about the guy who founded Costco, the guy who CEO of CarMax? I mean, the problem with Mitt Romney here is you're basically saying to the rest of you, you're utterly irrelevant. I don't even care about you. I won't even focus on you.
Right. And of course, people who don't pay federal income tax do pay sales taxes and all kinds of other things. So they contribute in other ways that it would seem very unfair to characterize them in this way. Thanks to all three of you.